Once I had a comp lit professor who told me to shave my head.
How did you respond?
I said I'd think about it. That was around the time I cut my hair short. But I think she also followed up the suggestion by saying, when I shaved my head for the first time, I found out that I had a misshapen skull. And I think it was the risk of having a misshapen skull that I didn't know about. There's like the devil you know and the devil you don't know, but what do you do when the devil is your own head?
When I was a freshman, I was thinking about, shaving my head for a while.
I think it all did start when I got my hair cut during, I think the summer after my sophomore year of college. I cut it all off. And that was like a very freeing and liberating experience. It made me, I think, less concerned about making drastic changes to my appearance. I think that my opinion about tattoos was, at least growing up, that they weren't bad or something that I should avoid, but they weren't ever something that I thought I would do either. And I think that a lot of that stemmed from my understanding of style and aesthetic to be about presentation to other people. And so the way that I dressed myself and the way that I presented was very much about what do I think other people would like to see me in and what do I think other people would like to see me as. But definitely it was not about like what I was most comfortable in at all.
When I was in high school, I might have been like 16, I painted my nails. I came back and like my mom was sitting at the kitchen table with like cotton balls and like nail polish remover and sort of gave me the spiel about while I'm under this roof, I have to present myself in a particular kind of way.
There were definitely a lot of moments growing up where I either wore boys' clothing or explicitly asked my parents to buy me boys' clothing, and they were always really uncomfortable moments.
My second pair of earlobe piercings happened when I was a junior in high school, and my dad said that it looked really trashy and that I shouldn't do it.
And also, I guess, in that environment, I felt constrained with ways that I could express myself and ways I could be.
My dad and my sister got so mad at me for making this aesthetic choice that they didn't talk to me for a week. And it was very peculiar. They just thought that I was kind of turning into some goth or something. God forbid.
And now that I'm older and sort of starting to start a new chapter, one, trying to do things that I've always wanted to do.
Then I also started buying my own clothing. I started presenting in ways that felt more comfortable, wearing less femme clothing. And I think all of those things were part of the process towards making more permanent changes to my body and making me more comfortable as the owner of my body and the owner of aesthetic decisions.
I kind of mark 2015 to the beginning of 2017. It's an extremely important period of time in my life where I felt I kind of knew who I was, and then very quickly that paradigm was destroyed. It was also a period of time of immense suffering for me. There are lots of things that I felt like I had lost. So I wanted to acknowledge that and that those feelings were real. And I hadn't had any sort of way to capture that. And I actually decided to get this tattoo.
It was a really emotionally tumultuous year for me. And I just wanted something to mark my body to say that it had happened and that I had made it through. If I could do anything to my body, there are many things.
I definitely plan to get more tattoos, more plans. And yeah, they'll be like a garden.
One of those lip piercings. I didn't mean lip tattoos inside.
I would like to also have clover and cherry blossoms, because all of those were things that grew in my yard when I was little.
And I've also thought about getting a word tattooed on my forehead.
I've worked up to a face.
In all seriousness, I think the word that I would put on my face would be good. I think good and goodness is something that's been on my mind a lot recently. I think just working towards being good as a way of being okay, being happy, being good enough. All kind of comes to that. I think if I had good
by like marking my body in this way, I feel like it's like a reminder to like take a step forward, or to like allow myself to rest so I can take a step forward. Yeah, it was like a kind of sort of like a new beginning for me.
One of the things that is nice about tattoos is their gender neutrality, and I think that really it feels like every other part of my body is inscribed with some type of gendered meaning. It is nice to be reminded that there are, I don't know, parts of my body that like I do like and like should want to be in my body for.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about was like, I'm getting older, and it's just like something that I've wanted to do for a while. In some ways, I guess it sort of symbolizes my own taking my body away, I guess, from like my family.
The decision, yeah, was really about like doing something for myself regardless of what other people might think about it, because it was something that I knew that I wanted, and is a reminder that like I have that power and that control.
Even though like I'm still like very close to them, it's sort of like a trying to like understand myself outside of that space.
I think that the reality is that none of us have a huge amount of control over our bodies, and we deal with that in different ways. One of the hard things too about body modification is you are changing from something, and some people see that as a rejection of the previous thing, or and obviously it's a movement towards something else, which is also, you know, a positive way of spinning it, or like a narrative of progress. I don't have to live in the body that I was born in exactly. I can like do things to it to make it more inhabitable for me.